Okay, thank you so much. Good evening once again, everyone. So today I'm going to walk you through all the things we do in the Citizens Education Work Group. Citizens Education Work Group is one of the key engines driving the PowerShift Africa Fellowship. In this work group, we are committed to empowering citizens and strengthening democracy across communities. It exists to promote civic understanding and empowering people, especially young Africans, to become active in shaping their societies. Please, can I get the next slide? Okay, our objective is to promote civic literacy, encourage active participation, empower citizens, and foster a culture of civic responsibility. What we aim to do is to ensure that every citizen understands not just their rights but their responsibilities. So this aligns with Scholarship Africa value of active citizenship. Having informed citizens are the foundation of any sustainable democracy. So our goal is to empower people to speak up, engage in governance, and hold leaders accountable. Next slide, please. Next, I would like to talk about our key activities. So we do coordinate the PowerShift Africa Fellowship, where we ensure that all fellows get a meaningful, structured learning. We also organize in the work group, we are responsible for organizing voter education campaigns to make sure that citizens understand the power of their vote, which is at the heart of every democracy. And also through civic literacy, we aim to break down complex issues of governance, human rights, and political participation into relatable and actionable knowledge. Then we also aim to host workshops on democracy, governance, and human rights by creating visual tools like pamphlets, infographics, and so on. We will also work closely with schools, universities, and grassroots groups. Next slide, please. Okay, so our achievements, we play a central role in ensuring the delivery of this fellowship. So far, we have been able to manage the overall program structure and timeline, ensure that fellows receive well-curated sessions on activism, governance, and political education. We've supplied and reviewed fellows group projects to align with our values. We maintain strong engagement between the fellows and the mentors. Next slide, please. So here is why Citizens Education Work Group matters. Because Citizen Education Work Group is aimed at promoting civic awareness, combating voter apathy and ignorance, strengthening democracy, and ensuring that governance serves everyone. We aim to encourage inclusivity, ensuring that young people and marginalized voices are represented. At PowerShift Africa, we believe in the power of trust, collaboration, and determination. And we have Citizens Education Work Group bring these values to life. So how do you bring these values to life? Next slide, please. Okay, so right now I'd like to reflect on how we reflect the value, how far Citizens Education Work Group reflect the values of PowerShift Africa, that is trust, collaboration, and determination. These values are not just words because They are the foundation of everything we do in the Citizens Education Work Group. We build trust by equipping citizens with knowledge of their rights, their power, and their responsibilities. We promote collaboration by working hand in hand with fellows, mentors, and spread civic awareness. We also embody determination by staying committed to deepening democracy, even when it's hard and even when it's going to be slow. So, by joining the Citizens Education Work Group, you'll find a space to continue learning, take the lead on civic initiative, support future fellows, and contribute to shaping a more informed, responsible, and active citizenship. So, after graduation, it won't end there. If you wish to work with the Citizens Education Work Group, you have a space to stay engaged, to grow, and lead beyond the fellowship. If civic learning and community empowerment speaks to you, this is your next space. Let's keep building one informed citizen at a time. It doesn't happen just like that. It happens when values meet action, and that is exactly what Citizens Education Work Group is all about. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Amina. Thank you for the presentation. Thank you. So I think we'll take the three work group, then we can ask, raise a hand for questions if we have any question to ask. So maybe we just go with the second work group. We can make their presentation before we ask questions. So the next work group is governance and leadership work group. The team lead is Sunday Akireleri. So Sunday is the leader of the group. So Sunday, you can make the presentation. You have the floor.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you for having us. Yes, we had a governance and leadership work group, and of course, the Active Citizens Network. I am not the only one sharing the keynote of this work group. I also have Salamatu Abubida as my colleague. So at this point, I would hand over the mic to her to take it up from here. Salamatu, over to you, please.
Thank you very much, my leader, and good evening, everyone. As mentioned, I am Salamata Habubida, and I am the co-lead of Governance and Leadership Work Group under the Active Citizen Network of Fellowship Africa. So tonight we'll be talking about the Active Citizen Network Governance and Leadership Work Group, which I believe each follower will find himself or herself in one of these work group after graduation. That if you make it to the graduation. So Project Africa actually envision a continent to say where young people don't just agitate for change but organize and lead it, right? And lead it with clarity, with structure and vision. So that is exactly where the government and leadership work group comes in. So we are responsible for designing, coordinating, and sustaining the internal leadership of both Powership Africa and ACN. And we we are creating a system where we kind of have a mini governance system that is running in our in like a mini democratic system that is running where we have the national leadership, we have the zonal leadership, we have the state leadership and the local government leadership. So what is our vision? Our vision is very simple but yet powerful. That's we redefine leadership by equipping young active citizens with the skills, the values, and platforms to drive innovative, inclusive, and accountable governance solutions in their communities, within Powership itself and at the country at large. Next slide, please, sir. So our work is not just happening in isolation. We align directly with the seven pillars of Powership Africa, which are on your screen as you see. The first one is economy. We have governance, we have media, we have social, we have environment, education, and religion. Now, taking one after the other and how they align with what we're doing. When we talk about the economy, we promote transparent budgeting, local projecting, and project tracking, which align with the economic system of the country. So what I'm trying to say is that we are building something that is emulating the overall system we are running in the country or in the continent at large. So if I say I will be going one after the other and be explaining all these things, I think it will take much of our time. So we move to the next slide. So what are our achievements so far? So far in governance and leadership work group, we have hosted two Twitter spaces. One was on religion and leadership in Nigeria, and the other was about shared leadership in Nigeria. And I believe if you go to our handle on X, you'll find the recorded part. And we have also published two press releases on current issues, which I believe you also find it in our socials. And we held learning session. We used to have monthly learning session where we bring in facilitators. I believe some of you were opportune to join this year's learning session, where we talk on current matters, we talk on things that will benefit all the members of ACN. And again, we have appointed zonal leaders. Yeah, we have leaders at each zonal level, and we believe we're going to be appointing soon the state leaders. And we have drafted policy recommendations, or we are drafting, let me put it this way, we are drafting a policy, we'll be drafting a policy for the current 2025 youth conference. And of course, we are preparing for a physical retreat, which will happen in Abuja 12th July this month, which I expect to see many of you people there. Next slide, please, sir. Now, why should you join Active? Why should you get Active Citizen Network Governance and Leadership Work Group? So if you join us, that is the Governance and Leadership Work Group, you get the chance to first benefit from the monthly capacity building, as I mentioned, and secondly, just in line with the pillars of like the seven pillars, we have economy. So we are preparing an entrepreneurship fund support. And if you join us, you're going to benefit from that. You might benefit from that, though there are processes to follow. And of course, you'll be part of a policy recommendation that promotes good governance. I believe all of us want to lead, all of us want to be part of that change we want to see. So I present to you governance and leadership work group where you can do that. And of course, you can be able to guide new fellows into active leadership and also help shape the future structure of Powership Africa, because the structure of Powership Africa and ACN, that is Active Citizen Network, is all happening in the governance and leadership work group. So, dear fellows, I told you, let us not just be leading this program. Let's build a leadership culture where it will emulate the system we're waiting for. So, lastly, I said, us, lead with us. Let's build the future with us. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Salamat Vida. Thank you very much, Sunday Akiriliri. Thank you very much for the presentation. So just like I said, we asked question after the third presentation by the Media and Advocacy World Group. This world group is coordinated by Ruth Benson and Grace Steve. So Ruth and Grace, this is time for you to make your presentation. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, um, everybody. It's a pleasure to do this with us here. Okay, so from my team, Media and Advocacy Work Group, on behalf of myself and my leader actually, Grace Steve, it's not just me. We are a team actually. All right. So because of time, I will just have to run along. All right. Media and Advocacy Work Group. It's just like the name sounds. It's all about media, and our objective for this group is this work group exists to strategically leverage both traditional and digital media to drive awareness, to shape public opinion, and mobilize civic actions around key issues affecting African youth. Our primary focus is to ensure that PowerShift Africa's message are visible, compelling, and consistently aligned with its broader mission of shaping a new generation of active citizens and transformative leaders. Just like we know already in PowerShift, we already know the process, the process of PowerShift, which is activism, engagement, political participation. We know that for us to achieve all of this, we just can't talk within this place. We need the media to let our voice needs to be heard. We need to come together and amplify our voices. And we know the power of media, what media does when we use it really well. We know that media has a wider range. So in our work group, that is majorly our objective. Just like in the like we all know, our mission here for Power Shift is to redefine public and political leadership in Africa by fostering innovative solutions. We all know we should be familiar with our mission already if you are part of this program. And our key activities for Power Shift is to please the next slide. To manage PowerShift social media presence and digital campaigns. Yeah, to manage our social media presence and digital campaigns. That is planning, coordinating, and the execution of content strategies across all digital platforms. Right? We need to plan, we coordinate, and execute content across digital platform. Another one is to produce um, uh, multimedia content for all social media issues. That is like production of podcasts, short videos, blogs, carousels, and on civic issues generally. That is using our voices, using the media to talk on civic issues, to promote our voices. All right. And another one is organizing media literacy programs. This is to help to design community and fellowship details and misinformation. All right, this is to we know that there is a lot of misinformation flowing on air and in our society today. So we are here to detect misinformations and to correct it and to pass that right information that needs to be passed. All right, to understand media and the biases, all right, and most especially the part of misinformation. We have a lot of misinformation flowing on the air. So these are one of our key focus areas to correct misinformation. All right, collaborating with journalists and influencers. That is partnering to amplify our stories and promote our visibility also. Because when we have more people, our messages are spread to wider bodies. Then lastly is running advocacy campaigns. This is using both traditional and digital channels to influence public opinions and actions. All right, please, the next slide. The next slide is on achievement so far. Well, our achievement so far has been on We've posted section highlights. For those of us that are following the page, following our social media platforms, you see that highlights from each sections are being posted. Most highlights have been posted on every section. Then we've hosted the Twitter space that we had 107 active participants. That we have 107 persons that participated, and then we were able to produce some flyers on national events, just like the past Children's Day, Workers' Day, and all of those national events. And though it's been slow, but we've been posting most of all of that. And then we've been gradually increasing our media followership, but we hope to do more on that aspect. Please, the next slide. And for this, there are skills needed actually for this work group, but I'm going to be listing a few. But most importantly, anyways, let me start. First of all, we need content creators and storytelling. We notice that a lot of us here are into the media space already. Some of us have done like for content creating, like for those that do creative writings for blog and scripts, those that can do copyright and messaging for advocacies, those that do editorial writing for social issues, those are for content creating. Then second one is social media management, for those that have basic knowledge on platforms just like Instagram, X, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and other social media platforms. Then if you're and then scheduling of the scheduling tools, we have scheduling tools for posting, just like the buffer and all of that, the meta basic suits. Then understanding social media analytics, then graphic design. If you have proficiency in tools like Canva, Adobe Photoshop, Cohort, any of the tools that they use to do graphics. Then next one is video and audio production. I think we have InShot, CapCut. Those are the two that are really measured and I'm quite familiar with. You have audio editing for podcasts. There are tools they use for that. I think I know of one. Is it Anchor or Audacity? I think something like that. There are tools for that. Then knowledge in script writing, voiceovers, and interview setups. Then the next one is digital campaign strategy. That is campaign planning, team development, audience targeting and hashtag strategy, goal setting, timeline reporting, and all of that. Then the next one is the next two is media literacy and research, facts checking and identifying misinformation, research and social issues and policy positions, writing position statements and media briefs. Then the next one is public relation and outreach. This is engaging with influencers like media houses and journalists, right? Then writing press release and email pitches, then representing the groups during media collaboration, because we in this team, in our work group, we have a lot of plans so far, because very soon we have our we have a TV, PowerShift TV, and then we'll have podcast studios where we can sit and discuss all of these issues. It's our plans, and these are the things we have in stock. So we need all of these tools. The PowerShift TV is already in progress, and then the podcast, where just like the speaker that spoke today talked so much about podcasting. All right. So the next one is events coverage and documentation, collaboration and communication. That is team coordination, being ability to coordinate with your team, and also like coordinate with other persons. Then regular updates, feedback, and openness to learning. Then willing to participate in meetings. Yeah, most people join and don't really want to participate, so you have to be willing. And then lastly, which is the most important, I intentionally left it to be the last: passion and commitment. Sometimes you don't really have the skill, but your passion contributes a lot. All right. When you have strong interest in advocacy, social justice, and youth development, eagerness to learn and take initiative, reliability in delivering tasks and supporting others. This is one of the most powerful skill we need. Your passion, your interest in making the change. That is one of the most important skill we even need, sir. Please, the next slide. I'm trying to be fast. Can you hear me? Please, you
Loud
can
and
hear me. Let
clear.
me. Okay,
Yes,
Yes.
very
okay.
well.
Yes, we can hear you well.
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right, thank you. Okay, so why your involvement matters. Your support will help us amplify Power Shift's message, expand our reach, and develop your own skill in storytelling, digital advocacy, and content creation. Yes, you're not just giving back, you're also going to benefit from this work group. All right, because we have a lot of things to we have a lot of stories to tell, and we've not gone half, we've not even really started. All right, just like we know, our target audience is the youth, and most of them are on the media space. So we need you to be a part of this initiative. We need you to bring your voice, bring your skill, bring what you have, so we can amplify our voices. All right. So, and lastly, um, I think if you how you can join, I think at the end of your program, a link will be shared for those that are interested to join. Lastly, um, we've had a strong foundation, but to scale our impact, we need more hands, creativity, and voices. Join us in Make Pursuit Africa advocacy stronger, louder, and more effective. All right. So we need you. And again, lastly, I want us to understand that we know that you can't have somebody cannot have all of the skill together. All right. So you're not expected to have all of the skill together. So this work group thrives when each member brings their unique strengths, whether you are a designer, a writer, a voiceover lover, or just someone willing to support. All right, this is a place for you. All right, so we need your voices, your strengths to spread the news across, to pass our messages, to tell the world, to drive that change that we really need to see. We just can't be in the background. We have to be in front, because we know what media does. We know the power of media already, because Parashist is mostly about, we use mostly the media space. All right, so we already know the power of media, so this is an opportunity for us to make use of it, to leverage on it, to pass our message across. Thank you very much for this opportunity, as we expect you to be a part of us. Thank you. Congratulations for everybody that's been a part of this program. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much,